Hello, everyone. I'm going to read you a short excerpt from my soon-to-be-released book, Swami Kriyananda, Lightbearer, The Life and Legacy of a Disciple of Paramhansa Yogananda. Each chapter of the book is 1 year, and there's 45 chapters, I believe, for all the years that I was with Swamiji. And in each chapter, I go chronologically through many of the significant things that happened that year. This excerpt is from 1983. At that time, in Ananda's development, the only actual Ananda was Ananda village. So the only community was Ananda village. So when I refer to Ananda, it's Ananda village that I mean. Ananda was too big now for each person to relate closely with everyone else. We decided to divide the community into smaller families. These groups could meditate together, meet socially, and more easily form bonds of friendship. When guests came to the retreat, they could become honorary members of one of these families, bringing them more into the life of the community. At first we called the groups mandalas, but Swamiji didn't feel that was exactly right. He meditated not only on the need of the moment, but how this could serve Master's work in a larger way. He suggested we call the groups nature channels. We shared with the emerging ecology movement a deep concern over mankind's growing indifference, even opposition to nature. Swamiji said that the nature devas and other angelic beings in charge of this planet, finding themselves unable to influence mankind toward harmony with nature, were abandoning the effort, leaving us to face on our own the consequences of our actions. Each nature channel would take responsibility for one expression of nature: birds, trees, stars, flowers, mountains, or rivers. Swamiji wrote a song explaining what each expression has to teach us. The mother we sing to is Divine Mother, acting through nature. We would be channels not only for the angels and devas, but for Divine Mother herself. And here are the words to the verses that he wrote. Birds sing of freedom as they soar lightly on the air. So may our hearts soar high above all curbs and cares. Trees, standing firm, hold the secret of inner power. Give us, when tested, strength to endure. Stars send a message of light through eternity. Lord, when in darkness, your radiance we see. Flowers so soft and fragile, stay fragrant though pressed to the ground. May we thus learn forbearance, for in kindness love is found. Mountains remote and still hint at higher worlds unseen. So may our lives be soaring and serene. Rivers seek passage, unhindered by rock or tree. So may our lives flow steadfast toward the sea. Between each verse is the same chorus. Mother, we thank you. Your joy shines in everything. Open these channels that the world once more may sing. There is an interesting parallel between the nature channels and the Swami order organized by Adi Shankaracharya many centuries ago. In Autobiography of a Yogi, Master explains that the ancient order had 10 subdivisions, including Giri, mountain, Sagar, sea, Bharati, land, Aranya, forest, Puri, tract, Tirtha, place of pilgrimage, and Saraswati, wisdom of nature. A Swami's formal name included the division to which he belonged. Master writes, the new name thus has a twofold significance and represents the attainment of supreme bliss, Ananda, through some divine quality or state, love, wisdom, devotion, service, yoga, and through a harmony with nature, as expressed in her infinite vastness of oceans, mountains, and skies. I found this so interesting when I was reflecting on it. I hadn't actually remembered the parallel between the Swami order and the nature channels until I was writing the book. And then all of a sudden, it occurred to me that I'd read that in autobiography so many different times. What I find so interesting about this, and so many things that I included in the book, was that what seemed to us like one thing on the surface actually had so many deeper levels that were just waiting there for us, or really literally for future generations to discover. The Channel song is a great favorite at Ananda. I'm not good enough to sing it for you, but you can find it, I think, on various recordings. Each one of the aspects of nature had its own melody, and the same words in the chorus each had a different melody for each aspect of nature. And finally, at the end of the song, all the different melodies are combining together, and so you really have a symphony of nature. And we always thought of it as great fun. And when we actually acted it out at the village, it lasted for a couple of years and then gradually lost energy for some reason. It was for us a lot of fun. But looking back at it now, I see that Swamiji was doing exactly what he said he was doing. We had a need in the moment, but every need in the moment is a God-given opportunity to set a direction for our own lives as individuals, and from Swamiji's and Master's point of view, really for the whole of their work. So even though some people at Ananda, notably Bharat Cornell and Sundara Tremar, who continue to work with, I can't remember, sharing nature, and they have a worldwide mission. Bharat has become a global figure with what he's done. They've picked up that aspect of Master's work. There's much more that could be done. And each of us, even just accepting a role as one of those nature channels, could find themselves being an instrument for Divine Mother and planting into the world a particular vibration. At the time, I joined the tree channel because that was always my particular affinity. And ever since then, not in a dedicated way, not as dedicatedly as I might have, but nonetheless, it's always been in my mind that that's my particular identification. Notably, when I went to visit New Zealand, my first trip there in 2014, I was particularly struck in that land by the unique power of the trees there. And wherever I was, when I saw any tree which was often, that particularly spoke to me, I made it a point of introducing myself and telling them that I'd come from a long distance and asking them to share with me and inspire me with whatever their unique message is. It's a wonderful way to take a global initiative and bring it down to a very personal, dynamic focus for ourselves. God bless you.